associate head coach to head coach.
Yeah, Jenny Maurer took over last year when Tom Dagenet resigned to join the Atlanta Vibe and the PVF as their head coach. See what her UCF squad has going for us today.
And here we go. Volleyball back in Castle Coliseum, and a great start for the Hokies.
You always love to start with an ace if you can.
And right on cue, as we were talking about Victoria Walgren in the Open, 2 years at Utah, over 1,000 assists a year ago, and a really nice start last night in the win against Winthrop. Over 20 assists, and
Schomer's all up in the net there.
2-0 start for Virginia Tech. So the Hokies, late night on the bus, come back, play today, and then hosting Winthrop tomorrow. Busy weekend.
Yeah, that short trip down to Rock Hill, South Carolina, about 3 hours, 15 minutes, I'd say, from here.
And meanwhile, today, the 24 season opener for UCF. There's a block and a 3-0 start for Tech. And it's Haley Pierce on the defensive side.
A little bit of jitters here, starting out for UCF. It's always tough. We were talking with Jenny Maurer the other day, and how you're sitting there that first match, 5 minutes before first serve, and you're kind of looking at your staff going, are we good? Are we any good this year? You don't, even the years you know you're good, you never really know how it's going to go until the ball goes live. Just a few little jitters here for UCF so far.
Sasha Cohen on the serve. Walgren for Pierce. And UCF going outside. There's a kill for Ava Armour, the sophomore out of Colorado.
I really love the tempo there from Chalmers. How she controls the pace of that set out to her left side attacker. Helps her hitters get into rhythm.
Walgren, and a block, stuffed at the net. It's Alexia Kuhl, the redshirt senior in her first year with the Knights.
Good penetration there from Kuhl and from Armour. Nice smooth swing block move.
Pierce, strong
Woo!
Swing. Another effort for Tech. Armour puts it down, and the first lead of the opening set for UCF.
Yeah, big swing down the line there for Leandro Manuel Duran. Takes Chalmers right in the side of the head and sends it back across the net. And he digs a good dig.
10-foot line open for Belle Patrick, and that's a name, if you're a Tech fan, you're going to need to get to know quickly.
Yeah, Patrick comes in as a pretty complete player. Solid back row player, solid serve receiver, good arm. She's gonna need to learn from seeing her last night and then seeing them at one of their exhibition matches, just how to score at this level, how to score around bigger blocks.
Strong swing on the right side. Britt Carlson, one of those returners from last year. Great example of the depth that UCF has.
Yeah, you see warm-ups, you see down the bench, ton of size, ton of physicality.
A lot of experience as well, like Caitlin Grimes, who's been in the program since 2021.
Got our first extended floor wiping at Castle Coliseum this year. It's going to happen a lot. It's about 90 degrees in here right now.
Free ball from Patrick. Chalmers. And someone's in the net. It's Virginia Tech.
Got Jordan Hallman in the net there. Had a pretty good look at it where we're sitting too. No argument from Virginia Tech on that one.
Back and forth start here early in set number one. Another free ball opportunity for UCF. Armour. Shomers leaves it, back row, another whistle. Point Hokies.
Yeah, Wilson sent that ball way long, but it's a back row attack. She crossed 3-meter line on her takeoff. It was way long anyway.
Ella Guilfoyle. Guilfoy, the freshman on the serve. And it's the antenna. Ella Guilfoy out of Indianapolis. Mom played volleyball at St. Joseph, comes from an athletic family. Shomers, Armour, easy. Point for UCF to reclaim the lead.
Yeah, that's been a pretty consistent connection here for UCF to start the match. Shomers to Armour. 2 kills on 5 swings for Armour so far, but she's been involved in almost every offensive play set.
Little long on the serve. And for this UCF team, Jake, so much production comes back from a year ago.
That's a great luxury to have. I mean, 8 and 10 in the Big 12 is not where anybody wants to be, especially a program that's used to being in the NCAA tournament every year. But going to places like Baylor and Kansas State and Iowa State, that provides a lot of experience. If you can go be competitive at Kansas in that gym or against Baylor, you're going to be getting good pretty quick, and to bring that kind of experience back is so valuable. You don't win at this level with a bunch of young players, unless you're exceptional. Experience matters.
Overpass works out in favor of Tech.
Yeah, sometimes you just get so focused, so dialed in on what's happening with attackers across the net that maybe you don't quite recognize the overpass is coming. Especially the back row setter, though, with Dulesky setting. She can't go up and challenge for that ball, really.
Shomers, the dump. Hokies able to play it out of the net. On the right side, cross-court, big dig from Dulesky, the setter. Patrick blocked. What an effort from Virginia Tech. Shomers trying to put the point away.
Good touch, good block touch right there.
Middle swing. Back row swing, Armour. Another great save from Tech, and Patrick wins the long point and gives Virginia Tech the 9-8 lead.
Just scrappy volleyball from both sides. I love the dig right there from Manuel Duran. Just keep it off the floor. And a really good ball from Edgy Yildiz to get Patrick a swing. She just chips it right through the block.
Armour has been set often, and you are seeing why.
I'd keep feeding her there too. That's something where Jasmine Robinson's got to take more of Armour's main swing. Right through the seam. That's one you're going to want back if you're Virginia Tech. Make Armour hit more radical shots out of that pipe off that bick. Otherwise, you're going to keep seeing it all day. Woo, good dig.
That's Chloe Shear, one of the leaders on this UCF team, the senior out of California. Bump set to the outside, Bondi. Puts UCF in front 10-9, and that's her name. Heidi Bondi, the senior out of Illinois, played in just 9 matches last year before a season-ending injury. We talk about the depth, Jake. She could be a key piece on this year's team.
Oh, it's like you brought in an entirely new player. You only got 9 matches out of someone the year before. Bring them back. It's like you got a brand new recruit who's been there before.
Shomers the set on the right side. Dulesky, the freshman, to the other freshman. That's Patrick, and that's a Virginia Tech kill.
Yeah, Virginia Tech has not really found any clean swings yet, clean to the floor, working a lot off the block, some off speed, trying to find the edges against a bigger UCF team. I mean, they've got some serious size. And if you try and go right at him, that's a battle you're going to lose. So to see Patrick, to see Pierce, Manuel Duran try and work around the sides of the block, I think that's an effective tactic so far.
Very entertaining set number one here at Castle Coliseum. Bonde. Patrick muscles it through. Was it touched? It was not. Point Knights.
That's got to be a swing, though. That's a good set. Tip's never going to win there. Tip's never going to go for a kill. So you either have to be actively using the block, take that kind of choppy swing at the block, or load up behind it and take the big swing.
Here is Emily Wilson, who had the most kills on the UCF team a year ago, 329. After playing in just 14 matches in 22, started her career at San Diego. Outside swing for Patrick. Did that go outside the antenna? It did. Patrick with the kill.
That's more, I think, more like it for what's going to score against a better team. The step up for a true freshman from club ball, even in a good club ball, high school, to Division I, playing a Big 12 opponent. And it's a big, big leap. And until you're out there against those blockers, you don't see it in your own gym. So taking those big swings is going to be a good learning experience.
Chalmers leaves it in the middle, stuffed by the Hokies. Armour, roll shot, drops down.
It's a good swing by Armour. Haley Pierce makes a nice block touch there for Virginia Tech, and nobody's there to pick it up off the block. As a blocker, yeah, you want to get stuff blocks. You want to block for points, block straight down. But if you slow it down, if you send it up in the air, that's a win too. Your defense has to be there to pick it up for you.
Walgren back into set. Armour, great swing and a kill.
And that block, so Virginia Tech got switched there. That's rotation one for them. So Patrick starts out on the right, Pierce starts out on the left, and as blockers, they just stay in their unnatural position. That's an inside out of system set. Patrick has to move that block way inside, another 3 feet inside, and make Armour go even more radically cross court.
Hokies are looking to respond. Good coverage at the 10-foot line. Strong swing again from Armour. Walgren middle set, that's just long. And this is the largest lead of the opening set for UCF.
And this, this idea in rotation one, setters right back, you have 3 hitters in the front row, of just staying where you are, attack where you are, stay where you are, even though the left side's on the wrong side, the right side's on the wrong side. I like that, but you have to be comfortable not just attacking, but also blocking that position as well.
And the Knights with momentum, an ace, a 4-point lead for UCF. College volleyball is back in Southwest Virginia. We'll return with more set one action after these messages. On the floor for UCF, she had 56 assists against Kansas, and to start the 24 season, she's got 5 in set number one.
Yeah, she's rolling so far. Virginia Tech got a few good block touches to start the match, blocked the point as well. Chalmers has UCF hitting 235, but starting to find a rhythm here. Keep an eye on Ava Armour, though. She has 7 swings already, 3 kills, but she's a big focal point of the offense so far, too.
Walgren out of the timeout. Pierce, big dig in the back row from Wilson. Armour's had the hot hand. She's denied. Second chance. Roll shot from Patrick, falls.
That's got to get executed better there by UCF. I mean, that's a roll shot. That's almost a free ball. Make the dig, move on. I think Virginia Tech gets a little lucky there to find that kill.
Ace for Patrick, coming off a double-double in her first career match last night. Staying hot here 24 hours later.
Yeah, I think that from what I saw of them, Virginia Tech against Winthrop yesterday, it wasn't super clean. You're always going to take a win, and you're going to take, if you're Patrick, hey, double-double, 12 kills in your first college match. That's awesome. But again, have to find more rhythm, have to find more openings here against a bigger, more physical team than Winthrop.
Yildiz had the big dig. Here comes a play at the net. Shomers on the right side. Wilson, pancake attempt from Yildiz, unsuccessful. Point UCF.
That set's almost behind Carlson's head there a little bit. So you got to be reading tip. You know, it's not a perfect set. It's not a perfect approach. She's going to have a hard time swinging hard. If she does, it's going to be cross court. It's going to be deep. It's not going to be line. So if you're that left back defender, if you're Yildiz, you can say, all right, we're probably not getting a rip down the line from that position. I could be looking tip. I could be looking roll shot and not have to worry about staying deep. Now, sometimes you get that wrong and you just get blown up, but playing percentages.
Pierce. Armour. Back corner. That's on the line.
That's a nice shot. That is a tougher swing than it looks. That bump set was from the right back position on the court, and it was probably about 35 feet in the air. And for Armour to have to sit, wait, locate, and then high point that ball and chop that thing to the deep corner, that's a really, really good swing.
Another serve for Caitlin Grimes, who played in all 29 matches last year for UCF. Outside swing attempt. Hokies trying to connect with Leandra Mangwell-Durant. A timeout taken by Marcy Byers and the Hokies.
Yeah, it's tough. Virginia Tech got what they wanted offensively, froze the middle blocker in the middle of the court. Had Mangwell-Durant one-on-one against Shomers, who's the smallest blocker for UCF. And that's got to be a winning position there, and they weren't able to make the connection.
So back and forth opening set. Home opener for Virginia Tech, season opener for UCF. The Knights leading 18-13. Jake, it's great to have college volleyball back underway. And how about this crowd that has come out on a Saturday afternoon in Southwest Virginia?
It's a good crew. It's the first full week of school here in Blacksburg, so you've got a lot of students here. We have some UCF fans. My kid's up in the 30th row dancing right now to the music. I can see her up there. So, yeah, it's fun to be back. We started out the season with a bang on Tuesday night, ABCA first serve event in Louisville. Doubleheader, we had Nebraska, Kentucky, and then Louisville, Wisconsin. So 4 top 10 teams. Big one tomorrow, Wisconsin, Texas. So number 1 versus number 3 in Milwaukee at Fiserv Forum. We'll sell that out with 17,000 people. That's going to be great. Volleyball's hot.
It's really cool to see the continued upward trajectory this sport has been on. Just think about watching that Nebraska match last year with the
92,003, yes.
Unbelievable. Great to have a great crowd here in Castle. Very entertaining opening set number 1. Evan Hughes, Jake Lawrence, our entire ACC Network crew with you. And for UCF, Ava Armour has been fantastic, hitting 455 in set number 1.
Yeah, Armour's got the length. She has the angles. Has earned a couple kills, as you see right there, on out-of-system situations, which, hey, you know, there's a lot of outside hitters out there that are good when the set's good, when the pass is good, when they're one-on-one. It's a different type of player who can be the garbage man, who can go hit the ball that's out of system and not just, you know, put in a good swing, but find kills. Right now, Ava Armour's doing that.
On the overpass, there's Cool, the redshirt senior who has transferred to come back, play closer to home from St. John's, coming from Colorado. 6-point UCF lead. How can Tech respond? Walgren for Pierce, cross court. That's wide. 7-point Knights lead.
And that physicality, again, we keep harping on it for St. John's. Cool's 6'7". Armour's 6'5". That starts to affect you as an attacker. If you're Haley Pierce, if you're Sam Malinowski, hitting on that right side against 6'5", 6'7". There aren't a whole lot of teams in NCAA Division I that have that kind of size. Frankly, there aren't a whole lot of teams in Paris this summer at the Olympics that are going to go 6'5", 6'7" on the left and the middle, so you have to find ways to work around that.
Ella Guilfoy And her first career home match, just a little below the tape. And for those just joining us, this was a back and forth first set, but UCF has started to find momentum down the stretch. Walgren, back row Patrick, big dig from Grimes. Huge bump sets. And UCF in the net.
That's 4 contacts for UCF. That one never cleared. That's a tough set, tough swing, because not only is that coming from the deep right corner of the court, bump set, it's travel. You can see it right here. There's a great shot here. Now that's just getting closer and closer and closer to the net and leading the attacker, Bondi, directly into the block. It's so hard to find where you are on the court. We're getting a challenge. And they're challenging, looking for a touch off the block.
Central Florida is challenging a touch on the block.
We're smiling with our up official, Wayne Clark, because it's the first time, Jake, that we get to see the new number system.
Yes, R2 listens to the coach. What are they going to challenge? There's 5 things you can challenge. And they hold up a finger, 1 through 5 fingers, to communicate to everybody, hey, here's what we're looking for. It's really helpful because in the past, if it wasn't obvious what was being challenged, I would just stand, take my headset off and yell at the up ref until they told me what was going on. This is what we're looking for a touch off the block. It's a lot of tape. It's hard to see from that angle. If Pierce's right elbow catches that. The call is no touch. The call is 4 contact. This is a little bit better look right here. Oh, yeah.
You make the call, Jake.
Oh, touch, huge touch. Haley Pierce's right elbow, right tricep. I don't know what I'm 0 for 1 to start the season.
Down official, there's Terry Martin. And see him having a conversation with Jenny Bauer. Call on the field stand, on the court stands. (21-15) our score. And here's the sophomore from Charlotte, Haley Pierce. Shomers for Bondi, cross court, that's down. Great swing, and UCF 3 points away from set 1. We talked about the return of Heidi Bondi after playing in just 9 matches last year. 2 years ago was 5th on the UCF squad in kills at 176. Chloe Shear, who's led UCF in digs each of the last 2 years, a leader, a captain. Patrick. That's down on the right side. Sasha Cohen with her first kill of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's tough here for Virginia Tech. The service pressure from UCF's been really strong. You start sending free balls over and you start getting middle attack coming back. The double block got there, but never really finished any kind of block. Defense was never set. Virginia Tech's gonna have to find a way to generate some offense.
Mangwell Duran got all of it, but it's wide, and now, no, there was a touch. Apologies, point Hokies, and there's Mangwell Duran nodding her head.
The UCF players look stunned.
Jenny Bauer chatting with Terry Martin. Our first look.
I was very wrong on our last challenge, but I'm gonna keep putting myself out there. That didn't look like a touch live, and it didn't look like a touch on that shot either. She spatched it a little bit, where didn't make great contact, so that ball's already spinning, kind of like a top. So we get the 1 from Wayne Clark. Everyone can see that. Again, we're looking for a touch on the block. I like this system.
Central Florida is challenging a touch.
Yeah.
And there's the voice of Terry Martin. You just heard in the microphone. Excuse me, Wayne Clark. So 23-16. Let's take another look.
No. Unless it's sheer in the back row.
An outstanding job from our ACC Network crew. It's a really good look.
It's hard to say. I think that, so the Olympics, international ball, and on Tuesday night, that ABCA first serve event, they used the Bolt system, which is kind of the world-class standard. It's also very expensive. It's what they used in Paris if you watch the Olympics this summer. Every line call is essentially called by Hawkeye, like in tennis. Nope, she bails off that one too. We're going to get Wayne. We're going to get the call right here. Yeah. No touch. All right, I'm 1 for 2. So, as I'm saying, the Bolt system, every line call is essentially called by like Hawkeye, like in tennis, if you watch professional tennis. But then they have high-speed cameras that are dialed in on the blocking positions, so they're able to go to this very quickly and see up close, close-up shots at some ungodly frame rate where it's very quick and it's very fast.
Set point for the Knights. Lesky for the other freshman, Patrick. Schomer's the bump set. Back row swing, Armour.
Good coverage twice there from UCF.
Armour, fitting that she ends the opening set. She's had the hot hand for UCF, and they take set number 1, 25-15.
Yeah, just too much Ava Armour there at the end. UCF covers 3 times there on the final rally before putting it away. A lot of work here to do for Virginia Tech.
We'll return after these messages on the ACC Network Extra.
But I think the challenge for the Hokies is where's the offense coming from? Who's going to generate the kills? 5 of those 6 kills in set 1 came from Belle Patrick, a true freshman left side hitter. They're going to need more production from other people.
And there you see Haley Pierce, somebody that coaching staff's so high on. Coming off a nice night against Winthrop in that 5-set win last night, 15 kills. And the Knights will start set number 2. Jake, we did not talk a lot about Emily Wilson, the senior, one of the most experienced outside hitters on this team. She can really make a huge difference in a match.
Yeah, she's been a little quiet so far. Wilson has been kept under control. Only took one swing in the first set. I believe it was out of the back row. Received serve pretty well. Again, that's one where you start getting production out of her as your L2, as your second outside hitter. That really boosts you, especially because she hasn't scored any points yet for you.
And a nice start for the Hokies. Overpass, play at the net, 1-0 Tech.
Elizabeth Aylward in now for Virginia Tech at the second outside spot opposite Belle Patrick. So Aylward's replacing Leandra Manuel-Duran so far.
That's just wide off the tape. There's Jordan Holman, the junior, Johnson City, Tennessee. Did not play last year, just 5 matches in 2022. Overpass. Tech will take the free ball, but no one just behind the 10-foot line. Excellent read from the Knights.
Yeah, Walgren there out of the back row just stays flat-footed on the ground, puts a hand up on the overpass. Middle takes it right off of her. But Virginia Tech can't find a way to convert.
Walgren for Pierce. Another opportunity. Patrick, roll shot. 10-foot line there. And we've seen Virginia Tech consistently go to number 10, Belle Patrick, here early this afternoon.
Yeah, she has 15 of their 34 attempts and 14 of the 34 attempts and 6 of their 8 kills so far. A lot of it, again, off speed. Where does the rest of the offense come from? That's Elizabeth Aylward, number 22, in the net right there for Virginia Tech.
Point, nice.
Now Manuel Duran is going to come in back row for Belle Patrick. So as Aylward replaces her in the lineup in the front row, Manuel Duran's going to play essentially a defensive specialist role here for Belle Patrick to start out set 2. Marcy Byers trying to change some things up. The lineup.
Aylward leaves it in the middle. A rejection. It's cool in the middle.
That you can't run one ball, quick middle attack directly at someone who's 6'7" and not make her move. That's the thing. Cool never has to move. She's standing still the entire time. She's big, so she doesn't have to load up for a big jump. You know, you got to make someone like that move, so you change your point of attack. You run 31, so like a gap set or a back set, back one, something like that to force that middle to have to move her feet.
Pierce with a good swing on that point. Mentioned the 15 kills she had last night. That was a career high.
When she started last year getting some real playing time, she was doing well. She got hurt, missed a lot of time.
There's a hokey block, and that'll fire up everyone off the Tech bench.
Big swing block from Elizabeth Aylward there.
Take another look.
On the slide against Cool, solo. You're out there all by yourself, you should be excited. That's a tough serve from Guilfoyle.
Shomers, big dig from Manuel Duran. Aylward, little too far.
Point, nice.
But going back to Aylward, I mean, the slapping of the floor, I love that. That's why this sport is so great, Jake. You get so many moments that you can get excited about as a team.
I mean, some people like to try and play it cool. I never did. Like, if I was coaching, I'd be slapping the floor.
Pokey's able to play that out of the net. Shomers outside. 10-foot line wide open. That's Heidi Bonde.
So that's got to be a wing digger. That has to be Aylward from left front. It needs to be Walgren in right back. Someone has to come make a play for that ball. Can't be Edgy Yildiz coming from 20 feet away, who's responsible for the hard hit ball, to also be responsible for a pretty easy tip.
Manuel Duran, Aylward, down the line, wide.
Looking for a touch. Everybody's looking for a touch here. I didn't see it. It's hard to say. We're about to get our third challenge of the match. Looking for a touch off the block.
Fans, we have an official timeout for a challenge by Virginia Tech.
And you could see the entire Tech team looking to Coach Marcy Byers and the bench. They all thought there was a tip. 25-15, UCF set number 1. And I know it's early here in set 2, Jake, but down 3. If you can win this point, get back within 2. Just trying to stay at pace.
Yeah, you got to stand within touching distance. So we'll see this right here. That's a good look. So it's a nice set from Manuel Duran. Aylward, yeah. To me, that's off of Shomer's right hand fingers there. It's going to, as always, it's going to have to be conclusive.
This is from our overhead look.
Oh.
What a great shot.
I take it back. That, to me, looks like no touch. Wayne played with everyone's emotions there. Wayne Clark played with everyone's emotions by signaling the wrong way at first before correcting himself. So no touch there.
Jake Lawrence, you're 2 for 3.
2 for 3. So again, Virginia Tech 7-4. It's okay. There's a lot of set here left, but you've got to stay within touching distance. You have to side out. You're still hitting 0 as a team for the match. You've got to find some offense to be able to generate some side outs.
Angle Durand, bump set. Elizabeth Aylward muscles it through the block. Point Tech.
It's a good hard swing. You know you're double blocked if you're Elizabeth Aylward. It's out of system bump set coming from another outside hitter. It's going to be a set block there. And, you know, Schomer's and Cool, so you have to attack Schomer's as a smaller blocker, which is exactly what she did.
Point, Knights.
Hokies will rotate in 2 players. Erica Dulesky, the setter, as well as Sarah Malinowski.
See, that's interesting to me because I'll hold that thought.
Cross court, little too far, as UCF goes ahead 8-5. And there's Chloe Shear, who we have not talked enough about, the senior out of Murrieta, California. She's been a regular player on the floor since 2020, that 21 season. 2-time captain. Big block for the Knights. Defense getting it done.
Yeah, sets a little low, a little inside. Aylward kind of goes with it. Takes it directly into Cohen as the middle blocker there and gets stuffed.
Marcy Byers wants to talk things over. Knights leading 10-5 in set number 2.
BK's new fiery menu, 5 items, 5 levels.
The opening week of the college volleyball season continues on. Season opener for UCF, home opener for Virginia Tech. 25-15 Knights in set 1. Marcy Byers just called her first time out of set 2. You see the hitting percentage for both sides as we're back underway. On the move goes Dulesky, a free ball from Aylward. Schomer's has been great today, outside set, played by the Hokies. Aylward has been set often. Big swing yet again from Ava Armour, one of the stories of the afternoon.
Yeah, that's kill number 9 for Armour right there. Her 3rd kill on the Bic or the pipe. Robinson's got to take more to the corner. So Yildiz, like, it's right there. That's one that you feel like she's going to want back. And we have the setter exchange again. Pierce coming back in. Walgren into the front row. So Victoria Walgren at the bottom right of your screen. Number 2. She's going to run a 5-1 as a front row setter here. A little bit of a system change here for the Hokies.
Angle Duran, Aylward. Down the line, point UCF. Everybody involved, and what a swing for Bondi.
Yeah, right down the line. The one thing when you go to this 5-1, Pierce can attack out of the back row. She doesn't have a ton of experience as either a serve receiver or a right back defender. That ball's hit right at her, and she's been served twice now out of 2 opportunities.
Schomer's outside for Bondi. And a double.
Point, Knights.
Virginia Tech is going to have to find, again, a good pass. I would get Aylward back into the receive, because as long as Pierce is out, they're going to keep going after Pierce here. She struggled on 2 opportunities. That's a good pass right there from Haley Pierce.
Aylward not touched at the net.
Yeah, your options here in terms of blockers to attack. Cohen is not huge in the middle, certainly not compared to Cool. But Schomer's is that smaller front row setter you'd like to go to here. What can you run Robinson on to draw Cohen as a blocker to get Elizabeth Aylward one-on-one, or get the ball to Pierce in the back row?
Walgren middle trying to connect with Roberts. Jake, you mentioned the system change that Marcy Byers just made. What is she hoping to get out of that?
That rotation one where it's Malinowski left front, she's not really going to hit left side, so she's going to run all the way across the court to run some kind of slide. Very tough to do if you're not receiving well. This simplifies the offense, simplifies the passing. But again, they've got to make a pass. They've got to find a pass. The service pressure from UCF has been really strong here in the last few minutes.
Armour, that's through the block, and this scoring run continues for UCF.
Yeah, this was 8-5.
That's a 9-0 run.
Yeah, I know. 7-5.
Great work from Chloe Shear serving.
Totally.
That's another strong serve. Walgren the dump. Big dig. That is wide. Aylward trying to place that on the line. It's a 10-0 UCF run.
Yeah, she's close to getting called for a lift there too. That's a point of emphasis this year. Trying to cut down on as many throws from attackers like that. Either way, it's out of bounds as she's trying to find the edge of the block.
Pierce. And Walgren able to get her hands on it, but it's out of play. And another timeout taken by Virginia Tech. And for UCF, season opener, Coach Maurer, a big smile, a lot of energy on that side of the floor.
Oh, I think they're executing very well, and I think their offensive execution has been okay. I'd love to hear what Jenny says about, hey, how one-on-one, and people got to put a ball in. Everything starts from there.
This run, in a way, has belonged to Chloe Shear. Someone that Coach Maurer told us just has a ton of grit.
Tough swing.
Aylward ends the drought. Big point for Tech.
Yeah, that's a really nice swing from Elizabeth Aylward there. That's a tough set because its location is solid, but it's moving towards the block, moving towards the net. She high points this saying, that's a good set for Leandro Manuel Duran. You can see Aylward goes high off the edge of Schomer's block for the kill. It's about the only swing she can make there.
Schomer's the set going out. Big rejection from the Hokie blockers up front. Roberts, Patrick, maybe even Walgren all involved.
I like this with Walgren. You know, she's a taller setter. She's strong. She's physical. She's a better blocker than your typical setter you're going to find. It's not your main job. Like your job is to set, not block. But It's nice when you can get some blocks from that position.
How about Elizabeth Aylward here in set number 2? Has done a lot for Virginia Tech compared to set 1.
She's brought some energy to the court, I think. She's been put in some tough spots, taking some hard swings.
Cross-court set, Patrick. Right to Shear, middle swing. Big kill from Sasha Cohen.
Yeah, Cohen is a smaller middle, more in that 6'6" range. Super quick there in transition. Attacks Jasmine Robinson in that one-on-one spot. Finds the edge of the block for the kill. Good middle transition attack.
Walgren, Roberts was not touched. Jasmine Roberts, redshirt senior, redshirt junior, but academically a senior. She's been very patient waiting for her turn. Point UCF. And Jake, one thing about UCF, they've distributed the wealth. Everybody's been involved today.
Yeah, they're receiving well. They're not under a lot of pressure on first contact. Shomers has been able to run an offense pretty comfortably. So yeah, you get to move it around. You get to try your offense in a way that you don't in maybe a tighter match. I think that's the first kill for Emily Wilson. Only her second swing.
Walgren, Patrick, point Tech, strong swing.
Yeah, it's a better pass there. Walgren being that taller, more physical setter. She jump sets. She gets Sasha Cohen to bite on that jump set as a potential, second contact attack. Gets Patrick not one-on-one, but kind of 1.5-on-1 because Cohen's slow to close and Patrick's able to hammer one through Cohen's block.
Here's Nicole Zake, the freshman, in her home debut. Walgren for Patrick. That's too far from Britt Carlson, point Hokies.
Hokies might have got away with one there. I think they had a blocker in the net on that hitting error. Haven't heard anything from UCF's coaching staff so far, though, so I might have been the only, either I'm crazy or I'm the only one who saw it.
And it's set point for UCF.
Virginia Tech taking full advantage with Zake coming in as a serving sub of the 15 subs that you're allowed every set. Lets you do things like run double sub 6-2s and use serving specialists.
Wilson, the second most aces in the Big 12 last year with 63, trying to win the set for UCF.
Nice pass.
Play on. Both teams scrappy on this point. Patrick pushes that through. One thing about Belle Patrick, what we've seen in her home debut, she has brought energy and intensity on the floor.
Yeah, this is a good pass to attack here. A little bit of a set-me pass. Finds the outside of Wilson's block, just pushes it off there. Do you know what a set-me pass is, Evan?
I wish I did.
Set-me pass is when someone's way up and they're going to play the L1 spot.
Off the overpass. You can't ask for much better of a start to a set than that right there.
So this looks like it's probably going to be a 5-1 with Walgren setting all the way around. Pierce is moving to the L1 spot. She's got the kill there. Belle Patrick at the L2, so she's actually flipping her spot in the rotation as well. I think that's a smart move. That's Sarah Malinowski playing right side.
Back row set, blocked from Tech. That brings this crowd to life.
That's the first time that Virginia Tech's executed on the back row attack with actually triple blocking that and triple blocking it well. Now it's Wilson and not Armour that they blocked there. I think about UCF, you're trying to win, like get the win. Get the win and get on the bus, right? Get out of town. But I'm really looking to see how do we get Emily Wilson involved in the offense here. She's taken 3 swings in 2 sets. And that's not very much for a left side hitter.
Shomers to the right side. Big dig from the Tech freshman in the back row. But a little too far out of reach. That's Ece Yıldız. This Tech staff so high on her potential in the back row.
I think she moves well. She sees the game. She's experienced, coming native of Istanbul, Turkey. A lot of experience at the club level.
That's down, back corner, cross-court kill from the sophomore Haley Pierce.
Yeah, Yıldız has a lot of experience at the club level, the age group level for Turkey. For her to be able to come in as a true freshman, she has to control that back row. She has to be the dominant player back there. Not just dominant with her voice, but dominant with her movement and her willingness to take court away from people, especially in server seats. Say, no, I'll take half of your area for myself. That's my job. It's one of the positions where a true freshman can really come in and make an impact on day one.
Haley Pierce will continue serving. Actually rotates out. It's point UCF. Apologies there. But Pierce coming off that career high last night, 15 kills. Now, Coach Byers told us in our call earlier this week, Jake, she has to understand she's one of the best players in the ACC. She's going to be a huge part of this Tech team.
Yeah, and it's I think that she's very comfortable on the right side from what I've seen from her over her short career at Virginia Tech. Right now, Virginia Tech needs left side offense. She might be the best option there to generate it.
Good communication there. Take me through, Jake, benches in college volleyball background. How much communication is going on a serve or something in and out like that in the back row?
I think a lot of communication before the ball is contacted, talking about who's responsible where. It's not super complicated, but you want to make sure everyone's on the same page. It also depends on who's back there. The libero should be your best receiver. And then, everyone else should have responsibility based on how good they are as a passer. If you have a team with 3 great passers, awesome. You're going to win a lot of matches. But usually there's someone who's a little bit weaker. You might have 2 really good passers and 1 who's okay in a rotation. So you have to understand who's there, who's got responsibility. And honestly, someone like Ece Yıldız, her job is to really organize that. That's the first really, really clean swing there from Virginia Tech. Good pass, again, good pass, one-on-one opportunity. Belpatrick puts the one away. That's a clean kill that we haven't seen so far this match.
When Belpatrick committed to Virginia Tech, Coach Marcy Byers in a release said that she is a fierce competitor who will add depth on the pin. And told us earlier this week, she gets so excited for her teammates. Her energy really shining today. That's down cross court. What a return to the floor this afternoon for Heidi Bonde, the senior. Think about what she went through last year and that season-ending injury. This today must mean quite a deal to her.
You hear from players all the time at every level that when they get a bad injury, when they miss a significant amount of time, it hurts because it takes away something in your life. So that return to the court is always very liberating and often very cathartic.
UCF able to play that out of the net. Walgren in the middle. Roberts able to put that away. Hokies with some momentum here early in set 3.
I like them moving Jasmine Robinson over to the back one right there. Get her away from Cohen. Sasha Cohen's just sitting there right in front of the center. So move her to the back one. If you can execute, that's an effective attack for your middle attackers.
Jasmine Roberts, the redshirt junior, actually participated in the 24 Global Challenge in July. Got some great experience this summer. Jasmine Robinson, my apologies. But whether it was Robinson in the 24 Global Challenge, Leandra Mangual-Duran got some experience with the Puerto Rican national team. That can always be a really big deal when players get to compete with different teams over the summer. And we do have a challenge, it appears.
For a touch.
Central Florida is challenging a touch.
Boy, that's just such a different change to have our officials on the microphone during the match. It's nice level of communication. It's a good change. As much as I don't love the challenge system, it's a positive change. Here we go. So the call is touch. UCF is saying no touch. It's going to have to be conclusively no touch. I can see that off Schomer's left hand, possibly. The thing is, it's got to be conclusively not a touch.
Potentially on the right hand of the middle blocker.
Yeah, but the standard here is not that they have to prove that there is a touch, they have to prove there wasn't. Because the call on the floor is touch.
Right hand of Sasha Cohen, potentially.
It's going to be hard to overturn it. But I feel like I say that all the time.
Potentially the left hand as well.
Much better start here for Virginia Tech. Overall, pulled their overall match hitting percentage into positive territory. We're going to get a call here from Wayne Clark. So it's that signal, that kind of slashing signal that Wayne makes there as he signals the point for Virginia Tech is the call was not confirmed. It's just there was not enough evidence to overturn it. And Jenny Maurer is asking why not make it a replay, which that's not in the rules. You can't do that. Not for an in-and-out call. It has to be the only time they're ever going to replay it is if it's if the call on the floor is 4 contacts, and they blow the whistle for 4 contacts and realize the block had touched it, so it would have been normally a play on. But in and out, the play's dead either way, so you can't replay that play.
Cohen involved with a big block as well as the setter, Abby Schomers.
Yeah, Schomers comes with the big block. I keep talking about her as the smallest blocker and the person that Virginia Tech should be going after. She comes up with a big stuffed block right there.
She sat behind and redshirted her freshman year behind the legend Amber Olsen. Over 1,000 assists last year. Another great swing from the freshman who is making a name for herself today, Belle Patrick. The biggest difference, sets 1 and 2 compared to 3 for Virginia Tech, is what, Jake Lawrence?
I think that Virginia Tech is finding more rhythm in their offense. Their first contact has gotten better for sure. UCF's come off the boil a little bit too, like right there. That's a poor pass, not a great bump set. Leads Bondi right into the block. Walgren makes him pay for it. She blocks that right off Bondi's head and into the floor. This happens occasionally after a big blowout win, a 25-10 win. You relax a little bit if you're UCF, and so you have to find. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jenny Maurer come up with the timeout here soon, now.
How about that? The first career home ace for the freshman Nicole Zake. Her fellow freshman Belle Patrick firing her up, and the Hokies with a 10-6 lead in set number 3.
The book is called Surrender.
From Cary, North Carolina, Belle Patrick, been very efficient and really starting to come along in set 3.
Yeah, Patrick has been really the biggest piece of Virginia Tech's offense so far. She's swinging well, swinging hard on the back line, and really starting to heat up here as we get into set 3.
Out of the UCF timeout, Nicole Zake had an ace. She's on serve again. Carlson to Zake. Walgren outside Pierce. Carlson another swing. Point Tech as they lead by 5.
I think the move to Pierce on the left side is good. She brings them a little more heat on the outside. She does the same on the right, but it's harder to set the right side when you're not passing particularly well. Moving her to the left lets her get more swings, more opportunities to attack.
Shomers on the right side, Bonde. Pierce through the hands of Shomers.
Now Walgren there, again, she jump sets that tight pass because she has size, because she's physical and an attacking option. She holds the blockers. Hallman being on time, holds Cohen as a blocker as well. Gets Pierce one-on-one. And it wasn't a great connection, but because she's one-on-one, she's got room to work and finds a kill.
Shomers backing up. Bonde able to find the opening back row. And Wilson will check in for the senior from Illinois. We mentioned it last set. Emily Wilson, second most aces in the Big 12 last year, 63 of them. Coach told us as great an outside hitter as she is, she'll also be a great libero. High praise. Here is Carlson. The southpaw cross court, that is wide. Aisha Carrick, the freshman out of Naples, Florida. Her first action this afternoon here in set 3.
Coming in to serve, play a little bit of defense. It's a nice swing out of the back row, just blasted a little bit wide. Off a good block touch and dig there too.
Pierce has been set often in this set, and she's starting to heat up.
That's exactly where Virginia Tech needs some help. They need somebody on the outside other than Bell Patrick to be able to produce. Just kind of over the outside, over the top there, Carlson. Yeah, just catches out wide to Carlson. Carlson's got to take that another half step out. You can't let someone go cross court outside of you as a blocker. Defense doesn't work that way. Don't break. That's going to be an interesting call. Yep, that's going to be an over call against Jordan Hallman. That ball's entirely on UCF's side of the net when Shomers goes to set it. Because it hasn't broken the plane and it isn't an attack, Virginia Tech blockers can't touch that ball.
Jake, I think we need to have your title, analyst and rules expert. Pierce out of play. Her 7th kill of the afternoon. Coach Marcy Byers told us in our call on Friday she needs to be one of our go-to players. She's done that here in this third set, and let's add an ace to her stat line.
Yeah, the UCF receiving has really broken down here in set 3. We don't get to see their receiving stats, but I'm sure they've nosedived here in the last like 15 minutes or so, and that's stagnated their offense, allowed Virginia Tech to get much more in system here. That's how they're opening up a lead.
Carlson able to dump that over.
It's a good effort there from Sarah Malinowski coming all the way across the court, trying to dig that tip over the block. It's a tough play for a right side. I played right side. I can tell you I didn't want to play any off-blocker defense. I wanted no part of that.
But you did it all. You were exceptional.
I'm like, Libero's over there. Libero can go get that. I wanted no part of that. So I can appreciate Malinowski making, I can appreciate the hustle there.
Analyst, rules expert, and great right side hitter, Jake Lawrence.
Very mediocre right side hitter. Ball control right side hitter, which is not the kind of right side hitter you want to be.
Malinowski. That's just out. Knights hitting .348 as a team. Everyone's been involved. And here's Grimes. And well, Duran. Patrick! Wow! I would love to see the radar gun on that swing.
Yeah, that's a little more heat there from the freshman. See, that's an out-of-system set, then just cranking left side. Shear's sick with herself, though. That's right at her. Sometimes the answer is hit the ball so hard at someone that they can't take it. That is often really effective. That's kind of what happened right there.
Here's Guilfoy on the serve. Armour's been quiet as of late. Great up from Tech. And the dump is there. Haven't seen it often from Schomer. She breaks it out at a great time.
Yeah, catches Virginia Tech really flat-footed there, and doesn't even really jump. That's almost like a floor dump, just a little set over. Correct, we have not seen that all match, so to bring it out here is pretty effective. You get into a rhythm expecting her to set, she doesn't jump, you don't think about dump, and then she pulls out the floor dump.
A kill in the middle. Jasmine Robinson.
And again, takes one, just hits it right at Grimes, off Grimes' shoulder, out of bounds. I think the UCF's defensive positioning, floor defense, has been really good today. They've been in the spot to make plays all night. That's like rule number one. Like, be ready and be in the right place.
For those just joining us, 25-15 UCF set 1, 25-10 set 2. Hokies playing with confidence here in set 3, leading by 4. Walgren in the middle, and it's Jasmine Robinson with a great swing in the middle.
And Robinson, you know, I don't think that she's quite the type of player yet that's going to go out and get 3 kills a set. But to be a credible offensive option like she has been this set is really important, because she requires, if she's going to get kills there, the blocker has to pay attention to her, which opens up things for your left side and right side. Using Robinson more in the offense, I think, is very important for Virginia Tech moving forward.
Hether it's been Robinson, Pierce, Patrick, a lot of different Hokie names we've talked about in set 3.
And, you know, you're receiving better, Virginia Tech. You're serving much better, so you're getting softer attacks and free balls from UCF, so you can run more of your offense yourself. If you're running for your life the entire time as Victoria Walgren, you know, you're not setting an intricate offense. You're not setting right side, middle, back row. You're setting whoever you can get the ball to at that point. So the change in Virginia Tech's receiving, and to a lesser effect their serving, has really impacted their offense.
Timeout called by UCF. The Hokies take a look at kills by set. That's almost as many in sets 1 and 2 combined for Virginia Tech.
I mean, that's the story of the match, Evan. That's it right there. I mean, that's you. In order to get to 25 points, you're going to have to earn 12 to 16 a set, at least, and hope that your opponents are going to give you a few off their own errors. And the Hokies weren't doing that for the first hour of this match.
Now Virginia Tech hitting 429 in set 3, and UCF right about that 250 mark here in set number 3.
Which isn't bad. It's not bad. But if you're hitting 250, your opponent's hitting 429, and you're gonna be losing probably.
Patrick on serve. How does UCF respond? Out of the timeout, a free ball. Walgren, Pierce, too much.
I like the idea of going after the rest of this set and maybe the rest of the match, going after Armour in serve receive. You know, she's their best attacker. She's their go-to player there. Make her pass every ball. She's looked a little shaky this set. Looked a little uncomfortable back there and receive. Make her carry the load in terms of serve receive. You know, you're going to get set all the time. All right, well, you're also going to pass every ball. Sometimes you get players who are like, all right, we just want to starve them. We don't want them to ever touch the ball if we can hope for it. But I think this might be a time to flip that script a little bit. It's a nice pass.
Bonde hits the antenna.
And also, it's really important, especially with a player like Armour, who is going to be a primary option in this rotation out of the back row on the pick. She's in the middle of the floor. She would love to just be able to load up and hit the pick. Make her pass, but also make her move deep. Make her move away from where she wants to attack to. Just like that.
On the right side, that's down, cross-court kill for UCF. That's Cohen.
Yeah, it's Cohen's only her second slide attempt this match. Honestly, if I'm Virginia Tech, I'm okay with that. That's a pretty good pass. It's a good set. Oh, that's right between two people. Someone's got to make a move there. Either Carrick or Patrick have to go for that ball. Get two freshmen playing next to each other in the back row that can sometimes get a little mixed up.
Armour blocked.
Way inside.
Wilson. Dump. Read well by Shomers. Armour.
Great block touch there from the Hokies.
What a rally. Back row. Patrick got all of it, but it does not drop in.
Yeah, I like that swing. I like that swing.
What have your biggest impressions been of Bell Patrick today?
I think she needs to swing more like that. It takes a hard swing. She's got a live arm. She's not the highest player, but that's okay. She's going to be involved. She is super competitive. She's vocal. She works hard on defense. These are all good things. I think offensively she needs to, when she has a good set, she needs to go for it. Because that's the kind of stuff that's going to get kills in October and November in the ACC. Full hard swings. Those type of swings are the balls, are the swings that generate offense and generate points. Wow. Hallman just whiffed on an overpass because Shomers went up and got it.
Malinowski puts Tech within 3 points.
You don't see that very often. There was clearly pretty going to be an overpass. Schomer goes up and gets it the last second to the point where Hallman took a full swing on that, expecting the ball to be there, and Schomer's just popped it away from her. Hallman's did well to not net there.
Victoria Walgren to serve. Coach Byers says she has a calming personality, super positive. Her home debut, she's got an ace.
I mean, completely different UCF team offensively this set, especially their service eve. They've really struggled. And you got a bunch of experienced players back there. I think they know it.
Armour, a roll shot.
Have to convert this.
Pierce. Armour has been quiet this set, but not on that point. That's her 11th kill of the day. Now tied with Patrick for the most in the match. And an ace on the other end.
So that's an effective strategy from UCF, serving that deep seam between Yildiz and Pierce. Make someone move deep to the corner to play that ball.
Pierce makes it set point Tech.
This lineup to me makes so much more sense for Virginia Tech. Having Pierce on the left, I think it simplifies things for them. UCF really hasn't made many changes this set. They're kind of rolling with their crew.
Pancake from Patrick, but no one there.
Sorry, Evan, I know how excited you were to call a pancake.
It is one of the best plays in sports. Come on, you know, it's.
I'll never forget, I think our first match ever working together like 6 years ago. This is season 7 for me and you. Someone got a pancake and you lost your mind. It was, I think it might have been the first time we ever met.
I could never do that as a volleyball player. I always, you know, I admire that. So many things to get excited about a volleyball match. This is what makes the sport so great. Had a great set number 3. Grimes trying to get UCF within 4. Patrick, cross court, that's down, and the freshman in her home.
Your UCF make the match about you being bigger and more physical. You do that by controlling the ball better.
Wilson to serve, and set 4 underway. Pierce, just a little long, trying to go cross court. Wilson, the team leader in kills a year ago, 329. Beautiful serve. That ball just died as it crossed the 10-foot line.
Wilson, I can see why she had such a huge number of aces last year. Talented server, serves from multiple positions along the back line, has different looks she gives. She gives, deep serves, short serves.
Pierce, right to Wilson. And that's out of play.
Sarah Malinowski coming again across, trying to make that tip play. Almost got it that time. Even that, I'd rather see that not be her responsibility. That's a long way for a right side hitter to go, and it automatically takes her out of the play. Even if she makes that play, now she's out there in the same spot where the left side hitter's going to attack. She comes all the way basically from the top of the tee and the VT. That's about 20 feet to try and get a touch on that ball. I think they're better suited having Yildiz make that play from the libero position at left back.
There's Malinowski. That's down. Nice combination block for the Hokies.
I like running Malinowski. That kind of at one ball, he ran like a 31 with a 1. So essentially a little X play. Didn't set her high enough. That's for sure. Then they come back and make the block switch, come back and get the block.
Shomers in the middle. Walgren, back row set. Pierce, you bet.
Yeah, smart play right there from Belle Patrick. That ball she could have attacked. So the rule is on those close plays, kill it or keep it. She chose to keep it. She chose to pass it, keep it on her side of the net, and they were able to go quick back to Pierce for the kill with almost no block.
Bump set. Patrick. Play at the net. Tech wins that point, ties it at 3.
So far through 6 points, it looks a lot like the last set. Looks a lot like set 3 here. UCF struggling to get into system. Virginia Tech takes some good swings, making some defensive plays. A lot of this flows from the pressure the Hokies are putting on UCF in service eve. I'd keep working. That seam between, top left of your screen between Shear, the libero, and Armour, the left side hitter. I keep working that. Make one of those two players pass the ball and move to do it. Just like that. It's a nice pass, though.
Shomers to the right side. Good swing from Britt Carlson. However, a Hokie in the net regardless.
I think that's fine. I think that's a good strategy. Stress Armour, make her play that again and again and again. Sometimes she's going to put a good pass up there. That's fine. She's a really good player. But it's about the effect in the aggregate. It's kind of like if you watch boxing, body shots over the course of a match. Hey, I'm going to make you pass to serve, pass to attack again and again and again and again. I don't know what we're doing here. We have a scorekeeping issue, is what we have. Because our R2, Wayne Clark, is sitting there talking to the man in the glasses. That is Bruce Bradbury. Seems like we've got it sorted out.
You know everybody.
I have shared a 2.5-hour round-trip car ride with Bruce Bradbury in the past, so.
And on the overpass, Carlson, too easy. Score right where it needs to be. UCF 5, Virginia Tech 3. What's on the line here in set 4? UCF wins, they win the match. Tech wins, we go to a 5th set. There's another overpass, and in the middle, Colorado transfer Alexia Kuhl.
Yeah, Kuhl. I like that approach. Why swing? Why take that hard swing there? Just two-hand redirect, find an empty spot on the court. Basically takes a hitting error out of play, takes getting blocked out of play. You're 6'7". You get to bounce a lot of balls. Make that one an easy one.
That's in on the line, a great block. That's On the defensive side, Ava Armour.
Yeah, Malinowski got hung out a little bit there. That set's tight. It's hard for a right-handed right side to get to a tight set like that, so led right into the block. Armour comes up, makes the play.
Armour loads up, big swing, and a strong kill.
Yeah, this is danger time here for Virginia Tech. We're getting a timeout from Marcy Byers right now in response.
Knights on an early run in set number 4, leading 8-3. We'll return after these messages. This year for Coach Jenny Maurer and UCF. A lot returned, Jake, but those 4 newcomers could be really key pieces.
Oh, we've seen Cool, what kind of impact she has already, just her physicality and her skill set really too. She's an excellent blocker, moves well, and has tons of experience already. Well, in the Pac-12, and now Colorado's in the Big 12 again, and she's in the Big 12 now at UCF, so kind of like a homecoming, sort of, but you never really left, you know?
And there is Cool, who has been playing college volleyball since the fall of 2019.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah, wow.
I love that, right? Don't they say stay in college as long as you can?
Hey, if someone's going to keep paying you to be there, it's a good strategy.
Walgren, Patrick, that's out.
And you really go from Boulder, the quintessential college, maybe the most college town possible, to Orlando, which is very much not a college town. That's a big shift.
2 great areas. Nice response from Virginia Tech out of the timeout. 2 quick points. They've cut the deficit to 3. Shear, Armour,
Good touch.
Mangwell Duran with one hand, the up. Patrick, big swing in the middle. Yes! Jasmine Robinson.
It's got to be good for Robinson's confidence here to score against Cool, get set in transition. The plan is not going to be to set her a ton every night, but to be that credible threat, to be able to score when you have the opportunity is going to be really big.
Shomers in the middle, Cool wide open.
Yeah, that turned into a back one. Cool's coming from behind the setter from UCF's right side of the court. Traditionally, they're going to go in front of the setter to hit a 1 ball. There, she diverts to the behind the setter for the back one. Robinson doesn't adjust, and therefore she's reaching, trying to make that block, and that's just never going to happen. You've got to block with your feet before you block with your hands.
Virginia Tech within 2. And rotating in is Aisha Carrick.
Yeah, going to this lefty serve here. She had a nice serve. She put a couple in last set pretty well.
A lot of freshmen have contributed in big ways today for Virginia Tech. Armour stuffed. That'll fire up this Tech crowd and Tech bench.
That's the second big one from Walgren there. Yeah, set passes behind the setter. Double block out there. Walgren makes the move. Robinson gets there late, but that's all Walgren. Yeah, I like that serve. Making Wilson make that move inside like that. There's not an obvious receiver to attack there. You've got a defensive specialist, a really good libero in Shear, and then Wilson. So you've got to make somebody move.
A Let's Go Hokies chant has broken out at Castle Coliseum. Tech was down 8-3 and now tied at 9.
Serving pressure again. Couple good moves in transition and a block from Walgren puts you right back in the set. 8-4 was getting scary there for Virginia Tech. That's where it starts to get away from you and you're chasing. You'd much rather go on a run early rather than trying to go on a big run late.
It's so great to have college volleyball back. This one of the great non-conference home matches that Virginia Tech volleyball has had in the last decade. UCF a ton of success. And this crowd enjoying it, rightfully so. Everyone's going to be here for a while. Severe thunderstorm warning in Blacksburg until 7:30. So not a better place to be than right here.
Might cool this building off a little bit. I think UCF is going to be competitive this year in the Big 12. I really do. They have the size for it. They have kind of that big gun aircraft carrier with Ava Armour that they can get behind. Who's going to be the next step up? Is it going to be Bondi? Is it going to be, Sasha Cohen? That's really going to determine how they do in Big 12 season. But this is a great early season test for Virginia Tech, playing a nice level of competition. But UCF going on the road. Not easy to get to Blacksburg, Virginia from Orlando, Florida. You fly to Charlotte, you got to drive 2.5 hours and be here and go on the road in a hot gym. Nobody in the ACC likes to play here, that's for sure. It's a good test early on.
Out of the timeout, big dig. Mangle Duran, Patrick for the lead, you bet.
And so here's the issue in this rotation for UCF. They are in rotation 4, so Schomer's is left front. It's Cool and it's Armour. Wilson hasn't been taking a lot of swings out of the back row here, so if it's not a good pass, it's all Armour. You can key on that. Again, bad pass, double block. Carriage goes to the floor before she sees where that ball's going. It touches the block and it goes a different direction. She's not ready to make that play. But Virginia Tech got exactly what they wanted there. They got an out-of-system roll shot from UCF's best player.
Armour off the tape. Walgren, Patrick, yes! And Jake, you can just feel the energy in this building shifting towards Virginia Tech.
Yeah, money pass here from Manuel Duran. Really good in system. Patrick's in tempo. Good enough pass that Cool's kind of got to stay inside, and the quick set to the outside means that it's kind of a split block, and Patrick hammers it right through there. Good offense. That's over.
Pierce puts it away. The Hokies, once trailed by as many as 5 in set 4, they now lead by 2.
You can see again they're working Armour and serve receive. So now she's a back row player, but if you serve her, you're taking her out of hitting that bick. Means that Bondi and Cool have to carry the offense in this rotation.
Shear the bump pass. Bondi. Patrick from the back row puts it down.
It's a good scramble. That ball's rattling around above the blocker's head. Jasmine Robinson realizes where it is, pops it up.
And a timeout by UCF.
A little bit of life in the Hokies here in set 4. Trying to crack this thing open. And you're in a difficult spot if you're UCF again because your best player, Armour, 12 kills, hitting 321. She's in the back row. And you're 2 rotations away from Britt Carlson coming back in, who's hitting 429 with 11 kills. Your 2 best attackers are either in the
Hokies were hitting at a negative clip, and they have flipped a switch from set 3 on.
Yeah, serve and pass game's much better here. Now we're seeing kind of the end line view here. You can see the offense spread. Bondi on the left, Cool on the right. Armour, oh, served long. Armour is going to come from that right back position to attack Bick. You see that balance in the floor.
Armour, as well as Carlson, the two Knights in double figures in terms of kills. Overpass, rejection, and it's Walgren, the setter, involved yet again.
She's had, by my count, she's had 3 blocks, at least that I remember, and all 3 were massive blocks. Like not these soft kind of rattle around the hands and hit the net, dribble down the net. These are just monster blocks. It's good. Nice to have a setter with size. It's not the most important thing about being a setter, but if you have it, it's good. Be able to pick up your team sometimes when they make a mistake like an overpass. Zake's been effective here serving so far.
And she's got an ace, the freshman.
Again, attacking Armour here, again and again and again. Now they're taking Armour out of the passing pattern. They've dropped Bondi back to pass. Now you go after Bondi as the new player who hasn't received much this match.
Another low line drive serve. Ooh. Is that a good ball? It is.
I can't tell.
Wow. Pierce, that's long. What an effort and a response from UCF.
I don't think that's possible from where she dug that ball.
Oh, the antenna.
Yeah, I don't know how that made it inside the antenna, and nobody's in position to make that call. We're not going to get a challenge, I guess not. That's a pretty outrageous play. You know, maybe from there.
Chloe Shear. It's a reason why she's one of the top libros in the Big 12.
That was a heck of a play. That was a great play.
Play at the net.
And you know what?
That's wide.
You know what? If you're Marcy Byers, like, that is challengeable. You could look at that. That's going to take forever to figure out. That's going to take minutes to get the right look at that, the right angle, and you still may not win the challenge, and you're giving up. Your team's playing well right now. It's 1 point. You've got UCF kind of shook, so keep the pressure on. Let's move on. Let's go. You know, the kid made an amazing play. That was an amazing play from Shear.
Here's Walgren. Her defense, the blocking, the story as of late. Roll shot.
Get there. Ooh,
that might have been long in the back row. What does UCF need to do to get back in rhythm, Jake?
I think they have to settle down and receive, because everything looks kind of stabby with the platform. You know, nobody looks particularly comfortable out there. So I'm looking down my bench or looking at my players that I trust and say, who do I feel is going to calm things down in reception? Because that's the entire sport right there, entire game right now. Yeah, it's Pierce in the net. It's a tight set. She ended up winning that joust, but netted after she jammed the ball through. Didn't have a whole lot of options there. So if UCF, who is going to get me in rhythm? Who's going to calm us down? And you got to get off this big serve from Wilson here.
60-plus aces a year ago. Walgren in the middle, Malinowski. Right through, Tech by 3.
Boy, UCF had that read like a book, and they pretty sure they're not going to set Hallman on that. So when Hallman goes to the B, the 31, the gap, whatever you want to call it, they just parked it on Malinowski. She was able to hammer one through.
Off the tape, the serve from Pierce. A huge pokey rejection, Jordan Hallman, the junior. All smiles.
Medium pass. This back set here is inside to Carlson. Inside's hard for a right-handed right side to hit it inside set. Block does a good job adjusting. Comes up with the stuff. Huge turning point there.
Armour, huge dig. Shomers, outside sets. Patrick, the freshman. Shomers outside again for Armour. Back row set, Pierce, just a little long. UCF within 3.
I think that we are starting to see conditioning doesn't come into play a lot in this sport, in my opinion, until you get into these late set moments, 4-set, 5th-set, long rallies. What's your 3rd, 4th, 5th jump look like in one rally? I'm starting to see a little bit of conditioning issues here for both sides.
Armour, huge up, Manuel Duran. Knights trying to get within 2. Armour, Walgren on the move, Patrick, into the stands.
Now we see right there that set comes out of Walgren's hands on the tight pass. That ball's spinning like a top. Last year, that's a double contact. This year with the new ball handling rules, because the next player to touch that ball is one of her teammates, they're not going to call that a double. If that went across the net, that's going to be a double all day. Last year it would have been. Everyone would have been screaming about it. Now we're not going to call it, which is fine. Ends up getting a great swing out of it. Huge point again, 19-15.
Huge swing on the other end. Britt Carlson with her 12th kill of the day.
And Bell Patrick's all up in the net on that play right there, trying to make the block. Sometimes you really try and go for it because it's a good attacker in rhythm here. This is going to get the dicey. So this rotation for UCF, if Virginia Tech can side out here, this is a tough rotation for UCF earlier in this set.
Good pass, good set, swing in the middle.
Woo, what a cover. What a cover from Shear. Oh.
That's out of play. Bench loves it. 20-16.
Yeah, that ball was roofed by Jasmine Robinson, and somehow Shear got a hand underneath it and popped it up. So this is a tough rotation here from UCF with Schomer's left front, Cool, and Armour with not a lot of back row attack here coming. So if it's a bad pass, it's all day, all Armour all day.
Back row set. Big dig in the back row. Patrick, roll shot, Redwell.
Yeah.
Point
Patrick.
UCF.
It's Patrick in the net again. It's her left hand. We got a real good look at it from where we're sitting. Oh, this is right in front of where we're sitting. Yeah, you can see her left forearm, Bell Patrick's left forearm on the top of the tape. Really trying to go for it.
20-17. Walgren on the move. Patrick. That hit any part of the line, it did not. And UCF down 2, right where they need to be.
I like that shot choice. I really do. Yeah, I like that shot from Bell Patrick a lot. It's out of system. It's, you know, if she hits that in the court, she does score there. So it's off speed, it's a hitting error, but she really is trying to score, make a score there. We're getting multiple floor wipings happening right now. So coming out of this rotation, this is rotation 4 for Virginia Tech, which means the setter's in position 4 left front of the net. It's Jasmine Robinson and Bell Patrick. Again, same thing. Manuel Duran hasn't hit a lot of back row. Carrick has hit some back row. UCF lets him off the hook out of maybe a dicey rotation by serving in the middle of the net. So now back for UCF. It's Cool and it's Bondi with Armour on the Bick. Those are your three danger points there. On a tight pass, look for Schomer's to call a road number. We've also seen Schomer's on a medium pass go floor dump and just a set over from the floor.
Schomer's to the right side, cross court is wide. That's Cool.
They had Haley Pierce completely turned around as a left front blocker. She stayed on Schomer's when that's not really her responsibility. That's got to be Jasmine Robinson's responsibility. Got Cool wide open, 1-on-none effectively, and Cool blows it wide.
Too much from Patrick. 22-19. Again, if UCF can come from behind, win this set, they win the match. If Tech wins set 4, we go to a 5th and final set. Season opener for UCF, home opener for Virginia Tech after a 5-set win last night at Winthrop. Pierce, cross court, what a huge dig from Shear. And Tech unable to play that.
That's tough for Robinson. Usually my rule for blockers is don't reach back on tips because should be defenders behind you. The one exception is if you block touch it first and it's right in front of you, go get it. I think she made the right choice there. She just got to make the play.
Pierce, huge dig from Shear, the senior. 10-foot line and up, play at the net. Someone's in the net, and it's Virginia Tech.
Yeah, it's Robinson.
UCF within 1.
So they've gone, so what we've seen from UCF tactically the last couple minutes, they've got tip, 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 tip. See Robinson, yep. Follows through, hits the net. It's a kill if she doesn't net. You see the tips here, Virginia Tech's been shaky on their tip defense. And so we've seen more and more of it from UCF the last few minutes. They've scored a few times. Even then, that created a lot of chaos for the Hokies by tipping. So how do you adjust? If you're Virginia Tech, man, when's the last time anybody but Ava Armour swung down the line on the left side? It's been a while. So maybe you think about bringing up your right back player, Carriage, maybe bring her to 12, 13 feet off the net on a left side attack. Look for that tip. Take that tip out of play and say make the left side hitter bomb one down the line. Now, if she does, look out below because you're way up close to the net, but take that tip out of play and make that a calm play for your team rather than kind of a crazy one right now.
A timeout from Virginia Tech.
So you've got 2 rotations before Armour's back in the front row. And if you're the Hokies, you want to win it before Ava Armour gets back to left front.
Why is that? Well, for those just joining us, Ava Armour, who was 3rd on the UCF team a year ago in kills, 13 of them today, hitting .270. Especially early in this match, she was on fire for the Knights.
Yeah, she's slowed down a lot in the last 2 sets. But she's still the most dangerous attacker in the gym. And another thing when you talk about what kind of effect height has is as the match goes on, the bigger players, you're going to jump lower, but you're so tall, it doesn't affect you as badly maybe.
UCF reads the dump.
And you can see the Carriage was pulled all the way up underneath the block there for the tip that time.
Pierce, that's down. Point Tech on the line.
That's a really good adjustment there from Virginia Tech. Right back pulled up underneath the 10-foot line, looked for the tip. But Patrick shifts over to the back line back there, shifts over the back line towards the right sideline, is able to pick up that swing to the corner, and they convert the transition play. It's a nice adjustment there in the moment from the Hokies. Nicely pass again.
Hokies cover the 10-foot line well. Back row set for Patrick. Walgren, Pierce, huge up in the back row from Armour.
Look for a deep, it's free ball now.
Walgren dumps.
Well, that's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough swing.
Pierce. Back and forth we go. Pierce tips it. Pancake. Successful one. Pierce again. Yes! Set point, Virginia Tech.
That was very well executed by both teams right there. UCF was on the back foot the entire time. Scramble, scramble, scramble. Virginia Tech had to solve that problem at 23-21 before finding their first really hard swing of the rally. Pierce puts it away. Thought she had it with the tip, but a really good pancake there from Bondi.
Armour.
Unblocked.
Clean swing, Cohen on the slide.
I think the slide is been underutilized here by UCF. I don't think Virginia Tech is blocking it very well right now. I think they're getting caught looking inside at Abby Schomer's setting too much. And that slide is so quick, they're running it so fast, you really have to commit your left side blocker with that slide hitter as she goes to it. I think that's somewhere UCF can really exploit either at the end of this set or maybe in the fifth, but Virginia Tech needs to find a way to close it out here.
And the Knights exactly what they needed. Within one on serve, and it's Schomer's, one of the stars of this Knights team. Into the nets, we're going to a fifth.
Front, maximize the number of swings that she gets in the fifth set.
Fifth set underway. Schomer's to the right side, and a kill for the Knights and Britt Carlson, who has quietly put together one of the best offensive days of any player on the floor.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing. I think she's been quietly really good. Her numbers are outstanding. Right side attack, it's hard to defend. It's really tough to stop.
Walgren lets it go over. That's down. How about that?
That is some like old person adult league stuff right there. Just go up on that one. She probably could have got that, but to just let it go because everyone's looking for her to make a play. The blockers are looking to go get the ball, away from the setter. It's super smart. It's some old head stuff right there.
Armour, strong swing needed for UCF.
Armour really struggled in serve receive in set 3 and set 4. They poured a lot of serves onto her, and I think that was a big factor in her not being very offensively productive in the last 2 sets. So far, 2 serve receives, 2 perfect passes in set 5.
Armour had 10 kills through sets 1 and 2. She has 4 since. Just a little long. Hokies looking for a touch potentially, and Marcy Byers, in her 5th season, appears to challenge at the scorer's table.
We have an official timeout in the court.
Looking for a touch off the block. Sarah Malinowski. Hard cross-court swing on a good set. That's what you want. I mean, that's what you want out of your right side hitter. You get a good set, take a crack at it.
It's been a busy afternoon for Dwayne Clark.
It has. 3-1 versus 2-2 in a set to 15 it's hard to say it's a big swing this early on, but it's a big swing.
Remember, set 4, UCF got out to that 7-3 lead, forced a Virginia Tech timeout, and then the Hokies came from behind. Here's our first look.
I think you're looking for it off of Armour's left arm, or left forearm. Kind of the outside. Hard to say. I think that if someone came up and told me she definitely touched it, I would believe them based on that replay. But I can't determine anything from that.
I think the big thing here, and you brought it up earlier, and I know everyone knows it, but worth bringing up, it's got to be conclusive.
Yeah, it has to be. That's been the standard forever. I think we put our officials in a tough spot to determine block touches on balls being hit that hard. We'll get a call here in a second, and then it's going to be time for someone to figure out how they're going to side out. Yep.
UCF out to a great start here in set 5.
Something I always remember to tell teams in sets to 15. At some point, things are probably going to get pretty crazy. Always feels that way in the deciding set, so you got to stay calm.
Here's a senior, Grimes on the serve. Patrick. Armour. Walgren, back row for Manguel Duran, her first kill of the afternoon, a big one.
Yeah, I don't think they've set her on that bic at all tonight, and so she was totally unblocked. You can see blockers bail. Cohen goes to the right side. Hallman in the middle. Leaves Manuel Duran just completely unblocked. she converts. Sometimes that's a scary feeling as an attacker when you have no block.
Shomers, the dump. Beautiful execution.
That's tough. It's tough. As a middle Robinson, you want to kind of try to keep your hands high. You don't want to jump with that because Shomer's not jumping and getting up on top and throwing it down. It's a very soft, finesse dump right there. If you keep your hands high, maybe you deflect it and just pop it up in the air.
Four to 2 UCF. And here is Ava Armour. Patrick. Kill UCF. Heidi Bonde in her return to the floor has been huge in some big moments.
Yeah, you don't want that one back. That's kind of right in her breadbasket. She sort of stabbed at it instead of making a move towards it.
Patrick again. Tip, you bet. How about Sasha Cohen today? When her number's been called, she's delivered, and it forces a Virginia Tech timeout.
Yeah, Cohen, limited offensive production, only 8 swings, but 4 kills in those 8 swings. She's been big in big moments.
We'll step aside with them. Back with more fifth set action from Castle after this timeout.
Did you know that if you shave...
Welcome back. Fifth and final set. UCF with a 6-2 lead. Forced a Virginia Tech timeout. And one of the stars of the day, Ava Armour, on serve. Malinowski, good swing, much needed.
That's a big swing. Like, you've got to find a kill from a bad pass. And to get that from your right side, Malinowski doesn't take a ton of swings for the Hokies. Really good rip down the line.
Aisha Carrick, the freshman from Naples, Florida.
They need Carrick to come up with something here.
UCF 7-3 off the service error. Again, playing to 15, win by 2. Here's Cohen, 5 kills on 9 swings today to go along with 4 digs. And
oh boy.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech's going to get a rotation fault here, an overlap it looks like. Boy. So we've got a rotation fault here.
You see Caleb Pierce on the Virginia Tech staff talking with Wayne Clark. Here's a look.
Okay, so they're in 5. Okay, here's the issue. They're lined up in rotation 5, like Victoria Walgren is middle front. And now seeing where they are as they switch sides, Walgren should have been in rotation 4, Walgren left front. So it's not as much of an overlap as them being in completely the wrong rotation. Oh, that's tough. That's tough 2.5 hours into a match. So someone got mixed up. Yeah, because Carrick just served, so she's right back, so Walgren's left front. And then they went and lined up in rotation 5. Yep.
2 teams switch benches.
That's actually remarkable that the down ref caught that, because that's not something you're used to, is someone just being in the wrong rotation.
Knights by 5, and Tech gets one back. Couple of service errors on both sides.
Yep.
Well, Tech's going to come back. Number 10's going to have a reason behind it. Bell Patrick. 17 kills. Great low line drive serve. Bonde stuffed. It's the defense that comes up for Virginia Tech.
That's where you're going to come back in a match where you're down 8-4, 8-3, is you need to generate some points defensively. So off your serve and block. Walgren again. Walgren has blocked very well tonight. She's been a very effective blocker. Scored a lot of points off her block.
Back row set for Armour.
They moved Armour to a back row bit. Oh, wow.
Pierce puts Tech within 2.
So they moved Armour to more of like a blue or something like that, where it's a back row attack, but from behind the setter rather than in front of the setter, trying to change that point of attack. Yildiz digs her well, and then Tech's able to transition to kill there. Huge sequence. It's a great pass.
Bonde. Dig from Patrick. Pierce rolls shot. 1 point set.
Got the campfire defense there from UCF. Everybody sitting around a campfire.
Timeout, UCF. And just when it looked like the Knights might be in position to run away with this 5th set, the Hokies come right back.
Yeah, so that's a really, really good serve from Belpatrick. Filthy pass from Grimes. That was a money pass on a tough serve. They get one-on-one on the left side. Walgren puts up a decent block, but a huge dig for Patrick in the back row. Like, that should have been a kill for UCF off a pass that good. Big swing here. They've done it. They've generated points out of transition off their defense. They've blocked. They've served well. Virginia Tech has transitioned off of digs to kills. It's the only way you come back.
All right, Jake, biggest point of emphasis for each coach right now to their team. What is it?
If I'm Virginia Tech, if I'm Marcy Byers, I'm saying we are going to pour it on the service line. That's the one area where I think that they've executed as well or better than UCF. Serve tough the rest of the way. If you go down, and the other point is, if you go down swinging. You go down hitting the ball hard, you go down serving tough. UCF, it's grind them out. It's, look, if we don't get the great set to get the big kill, hit it hard, hit it deep, get Virginia Tech out of system, and we'll get them the next time around because we're bigger and more physical.
This crowd on their feet. They have been treated to an excellent volleyball match that is coming down to the wire. Every point matters. Again, playing to 15. Belpatrick on the service line has gotten Virginia Tech back into the set. She's got a double-double in her home debut. Bonde, yes, that's through.
Yeah, I would get now. Grimes is going to rotate out. She may not come back into the match. Match might be over before she comes back in, but if she's back in, I'm getting that serve off of her. She's stuck 3 in a row, including 2 really, really nasty serves. Ooh.
That's down on the line, an ace.
And you heard multiple people from Virginia Tech calling that ball out, 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 and that dropped at the last second.
Huge moment from Shomers. Knights by 3.
I would have called a timeout right there at 10-7 and settle my team down. And UCF, Shomers lets him off the hook. That serves in the middle. That serves in the bottom of the net. So, rotation 1 here.
Bonde, cross court, missed it. 1 point. 5th and final set.
They've got a slick spot on the floor right here that Bondi slipped on. I spent a lot of summers in Castle Coliseum, and this floor gets very wet. It's very hot in here, very sticky, very humid. There's a huge thunderstorm outside right now too, so it's super humid in here. The floor stays wet.
Timeout, UCF. Had an early lead. Virginia Tech, very similarly to set 4, down early, found a way to respond. Jake, this has truly been really fun volleyball.
Yeah, it's been good. I think that the tactical adjustments have been fun to see. We haven't had both teams executing really well at the same time very, very often here. It's where we had kind of a couple blowout sets. Right now, they're both playing at about the same level here in terms of offensive rhythm and execution. Both teams are playing hard. Let's be clear about that. They're both working really, really hard right now. So as we finish this match, it's very even right now in terms of level of play, not just score.
Biggest message here again for both staffs.
Oh, same message. Virginia Tech, serve them off the court. Serve tough. Keep it on them. Whoever your target is, whatever your strategy is, I think it's been a lot of serve Ava Armour, but serve tough here. Take them out of system because you can win that match out of system. And UCF, I would say, cut down on the hitting errors, wait for your spot, play good defense, and then bury it when you get a good set. Like, use your physicality to be good blockers and big attackers. Look for this serve between Bonde and Armour. That zone 5, zone 6 seam up the left side of UCF's formation here.
Freshman Nicole Zake.
She's been good tonight.
Here's her serve.
5-6 seam right there on Armour.
Bump set, Bonde.
It's got to be dug. Yep.
Chance to tie it for Tech.
Oh, that's a
They
monster.
do! It's in, back line, and it's Aisha Carrick, the freshman, in her home debut.
That's a really, really bold choice there from Walgren to go to the freshman who's taken 2 swings this match in a huge moment. Carrick buries it. Deep, deep corner. That's an overpass.
Bonde responds. UCF still in front, 11-10. And how about the Knights as she checks out the trust they have in her down the stretch?
I think that she's been very effective, Bondi has. How about Zake for Virginia Tech? That's a hard role to be in, to come in and serve so well there as a freshman.
Armour out of play. Knights within 3 points.
Thinking about Virginia Tech, I'm looking for a timeout here just because 13-10's tough.
It's Emily Wilson, second most aces in the Big 12 a year ago. Overpass, UCF, another point, cool in the middle. Timeout, Virginia Tech.
Wilson, that tough server off the top of the tape. Not handled particularly well. Walgren's front row, but there's not a lot she's going to do there against 6'7". Again for the Hokies. Got to find a pass. Got to find a pass. Pierce is in the front row. We're going to find Haley Pierce.
Pierce with 13 kills. And Patrick leading the way for Virginia Tech with 17. Meanwhile, 3 Knights in double figures in kills. Armour with 15. Carlson 13, and Bonde in her return with 12.
Pretty balanced offense from UCF. Schomer spread the ball around well. Makes it hard to key in on one player, especially as Armour kind of went off the boil last couple sets. Other people have been really effective, especially Carlson. So here for Virginia Tech, you're in row 6. You've got Hallman and Pierce. Yeah, and then Mel Patrick out of the back row. That's a big, big block for UCF up there with Cool, Armour, and Carlson. 6'3", 6'5", 6'7".
Does Virginia Tech have one more push left in them? UCF within 2. Service error. And it's
I like that serve, though.
Walgren on serve, her home debut, the transfer from Utah.
All right. This is row 2. This is probably UCF's best side-out rotation.
Play at the net. Cool. Wide. 1 point. 5th and decisive set.
Yeah, they're playing with fire, UCF is. That's 2 tight passes in a row out of serve receive. Schomer's done very well to get to those as a back row setter. Malinowski has got to get keyed in here on Armour, especially if it's a little bit awkward, out of system, anything like that.
Chalmers, the set to the right side. Carlson, that's in. Match point coming for the Knights.
Oh, okay, so line judge called that ball in and then switched the call to a touch. AJ Yildiz was very clear the ball was out. And I don't know if we're getting, looks like we're going to get no challenge here. I think Yildiz did touch it and probably told Marcy Byers that.
And it's Chloe Shear in her senior year, a chance to serve for the match. Pierce stuffed again. Yes, Point Tech.
Got to take the swing. Take the swing. Tip gets thrown right back at you. Take a hard swing, you get a kill. You've got to swing your way to wins here, and this is what you're going to see from UCF. So, from UCF, it's Carlson, Sasha Cohen, and Armour. Haley Pierce serving. If it's me, this ball goes to Armour. Serve Armour, make her go pass to attack. Malinowski's got to get keyed in again. We'll watch Cohen on the quick.
Chalmers, the set. Armour wins the match for UCF. Her 16th kill of the night. The exclamation point on a 5-set thriller. A big hug from Coach Jenny Marr and